Good morning, but it's actually afternoon. How are you guys doing today? How's everybody doing? How are you? How are you? Decided to do a quick scope before I leave Papados. So how's everybody? I hope you guys are having a great afternoon. Miss Vanessa! Yes, I decided to treat myself to Papados. I don't get to see Papados too much where I live, so on my side of town. Yes. So here I am, out here, hanging out, waving back. How are you? Kim King, how are you doing, Kim? So, I have a little bone to pick today. It's just a beware, everybody. I'm talking about businesses catfishing you. I really just decided to do a quick scope before I go home. I'm at Papados right now. I treated myself to some shrimp and grits. Good shrimp and grits are hard to get. So, Stevie. So, I just want to share this out right quick, guys. I just want to share this out. Give me a second. Sharing this out. And then So, let me say this. I met a lady a couple weeks ago. Well, yeah, about 3 weeks ago. And she asked me to come to her business and meet her boss. Now, I thought I was going to meet her boss to talk to him about live streaming and branding. And I get there and he's telling me, he asked me a little bit about what I did. Hey, Big Charlie, how you doing? He asked me a little bit about what I did. It was very brief, though. Then he whips out their portfolio and proceeds to tell me everything that they do. Now, I've been in meetings before. Make sure you guys swipe and share for me. I don't mind people, us sharing our information. But what I took issue with the fact that this young lady and we've talked a couple of times via text message, and she basically told me that they had a financial company, that they had a very lucrative service of doing background checks and some other things, and she was like, very, very lucrative. So I said, I'll bite, okay. And she was saying, I'm almost sure, she said, we train about 20, 30 people per weekend, and I'm sure we could use one of your services, or at the very least we can collaborate together. Now, listen up. I'm always up for good collaboration. I never ever think that I'm not above learning. I always say, hey, good morning to you too. Chastity, how are you doing? Where are you at, Chastity? 20 and 30 is big numbers, Stevie. I don't understand. What do you mean 20, 30 big numbers? I'm sorry, Stevie. Oh, Chastity, so you do know I'm coming to speak in Indianapolis, right? Van Collins, oh my God. I haven't seen you in 500 years. Oh my goodness gracious. Indianapolis is August 12th, Saturday, August 12th. The registration is indyboss.eventbrite.com. Yeah, so go to indyboss.eventbrite.com. Breakfast with the Boss is coming to your city. Yes, I'm excited about that. So, back to today's scope. So, I'm not above networking. You guys know that. I'm not above collaborating or anything. I don't even mind going to workshops about stuff I already know about, because I think that we're all a student of, we're a student of life, we're a student of business. No one of us can know everything. Things are ever changing, ever going. And so I don't mind collaborating. However, I'm going to back up and say that this lady and I have had numerous conversations, text messages about what their company does, Hi Happy Holy, and what it is that I do. And we've been talking about some kind of synergy. So when she asked me, would I meet with her CEO? I'm like, absolutely. Because I'm thinking in my head, in my little pea brain head, I'm thinking, hey, Carrie, how you doing? I'm thinking we're getting ready to collaborate on Breakfast with the Boss, collaborate on Life After Sports, especially because most of my sponsors for Life After Sports in New Jersey, in Las Vegas, in Chicago are financial companies, financial, insurance, that whole thing. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to talk about. So I get here to this meeting this morning. I drove all the way out to Oak Brook. That ticked me off because I got to pay tolls to come out here, okay? So he asked me what I do. I told him what I did, and I specifically asked her. My website is kcbizboss.com, but the Indianapolis is indyboss.eventbrite.com. indYboss.eventbrite.com. That's for the Indianapolis workshop. Gonna be awesome. That's one of our traveling platforms. We have two, but that's the one that's gonna be a lot of small businesses, women-owned businesses there. And so I do an hour of branding, an hour of social media monetization. Exactly. And an hour of, I'm talking to Indy Boss about Chastity right now, and Natasha Hart is our ambassador for that event. Drive all the way out to Oak Brook, paying tolls. I'm thinking we're going to be talking about Breakfast with the Boss, Life After Sports, one of my platforms. I get out here, and next thing I know, this guy's bringing out his whole portfolio. I'm not going to say what, I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to be mean and say what company it was, but not going to be mean. Do that. Although I want to. He starts breaking out the portfolio. Let me say this. So if somebody asked me today, what is catfishing? Most of you guys know, but for those of you that don't, because my daughter always says, Mom, when people say, what is this exactly? Happy Hurley, here you go. So my daughter always says, Mom, don't say, when people say, what is something, don't say, you don't know what that is. So catfishing, as you guys know, if you saw the show, that's when someone else uses a particular face, company, whatever, as bait to get you to do something else. So on the TV show, they bait you with a Facebook profile to be in a relationship, and then you get there and it's something else. It's a guy, or they use a fake profile. This woman doesn't look like it doesn't look like the profile that they use to get you, and it's called kind of another form of bait and switch. So yeah, I know, I liked it. Kind of like another form of bait and switch, right? So anyway, I get out here, and the CEO is very nice guy, but he brings me out this whole portfolio, and he's giving me like a, IRA versus insurance, how much you need to save if you want to be a millionaire. He's bringing the whole portfolio out. I almost halfway sideways didn't even mind the lesson on, what's new in portfolio, stock, how to save $1 million. I kind of didn't mean that. I didn't even mind that. You know where I got pissed off at? Was when he pulled out a video. A CNN video. He went and got his laptop and pulled out a CNN video educating me. That's my whole point. I thought we were meeting for collaboration, so that he can collaborate, because most of the sponsors for Life After Sports have been, no, I wasn't there. I was there because they wanted to make me a client. So literally when he pulled out, and no, they're not an MLM, because of that. Let me tell you, what's so funny, Vanessa, that's the first question I asked her. I said, let me tell you something. This is not an MLM, right? I said, make sure that this is not an MLM. You know, she's like, oh, absolutely not, absolutely not, absolutely not. So then so we got past that. So then he pulls out this video. He pulls the video out. And when he put the video out, I said, what's your understanding of what this meeting is about? What's your understanding? He was like, well, I want to educate you on what we do, blah blah blah. He was like, so what are you here for? I said, I thought we were here for collaboration, possible collaboration. I said, because most of my sponsors and collaborations on my Life After Sports, I said, most of these financial companies are looking to get close to athletes, get the athletes in. I said, this is more like you're trying to give me a presentation about being in your company. I said, I'm not trying to be funny because you did an amazing presentation. I said, but let me just explain to you that I am in meetings with financial planners all the time. I got 2 financial planners, I got 3 insurance agents. I don't need any more financial products right now. I said, one of my best friends is a financial planner, I was like, I know all of this stuff. I can probably teach this to you. No offense. And so I could see the mood shifting. So he was kind of like, I said, well, here's my card. He gave me his card. Hey, Artis, long time no see. We did the whole card trading thing. And then I'm telling y'all, when he put out that CNN video to educate me on what people are saying and had me reading the bios of some of the people that are in their company, I was like, OMG, I've been catfished. So exactly, I have been catfished, me. I would have almost felt better if it was an MLM, because I can sideways understand that. If you're not an MLM, what the heck are you even bringing in other entrepreneurs? At least be frank and say, guess what? I'm bringing, exactly. At least say, guess what? This is a way for us to network together. He's like, basically at that point, I'm like, I've driven 45 minutes. I've been here for 45 minutes. I got a 45-minute drive home. Exactly. Girl, I did. I said, you know what? I said, most of the financial companies that I deal with at this point, they're a sponsor of one of my... Call her. I waited for her to walk me back downstairs so I could give her a piece of my mind. I said, you know what? I told the receptionist to go get her because she told me they had a networking session. They have a training session of their new insurance agents. I waited for her. I said, let me tell you something, sweetheart. For the next person that you do, you have tied up my whole day. So I treated myself to Papa Do's since I was out here in Oak Brook. But I told her, I said, you've made me spend 3 hours, a good 2.5 hours on your company. I said, now what you've done me is soured me on your company. Unless I'm like you, Van, if y'all don't come and give me... Exactly. I said, if y'all don't come and be a major sponsor of my event, I will never let any of my athletes deal with you guys. I don't care how big y'all are. I said, because this was a funky way to do business with me. I said, you and I both know what I do and what we've talked about and everything that we've been talking about over the last, couple of weeks. Why? She was like, well, I just thought that, you being the caliber of you, and he been, well, then you should have been sitting in a room. You don't just throw me and somebody else in the room. Hey, Chastity, are you still in here? Is Chastity still in here? Because here's Tasha. Here's our ambassador for Indianapolis. I'm not sure if you're still in here. But I'm like, girl, I said, you don't do that. I said, people like me, all you did is, you've made me drive all the way. Oh, Chastity, Tasha Hart. Exactly. Tasha is our ambassador for Indianapolis Breakfast with the Boss. Tasha, Chastity, hopefully she's coming, girl. She's from Indianapolis, yes. But I'm like, exactly. I'm like, I mean, you don't even have to do that. You drugged me all the way out here, so make sure you guys are following So Unethical for a major company. Now, this guy's, and he put out 2 videos. The first video, I was okay. The second video, I was like, wait a minute, whoa. Because I'm sitting up here feeling myself. Awesome. So Chastity's from Indianapolis. I hope she's coming. So my whole thing, guys, is this. we're business people. We're all busy, but more importantly, we're all important. We're all important to somebody. We're all important. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. Oh, that's so awesome. Yes, I'm glad you're coming. So, Van Collins, make sure you're following Tasha Hart. She's our ambassador for the Breakfast with the Boss in Indianapolis. I'm so excited. And more importantly, here it is, guys. This is it. This is it. I want us to understand that we're all important to someone. Our time is important. I told her I would have been better off if we would have done a Skype or something, did this another way, even a phone meeting. For me to drive all the way here, I don't even care about the tolls. It's not like the tolls are like the big part of it, but it is a part of it. The fact that I got to spend $6 in tolls both ways, and gas, and sit up here and listen to a presentation from your boss, that's not the way you network two people together. Because I'm sure he was taken aback, and then you left the room. You left us to fend for ourselves. So both of us are in this jockeying for time to figure out what the heck are we doing here. You know, I'm thinking exactly. I'm looking for a sponsor or collaborator. I said, and to be honest with you, I'm like, you did your company a disservice worse than you did me. Because it doesn't matter. Yeah, I gave up a little time, but you know what? He could have been in a much better position. Are you talking to me, Artis? Artis, we can inbox that on Facebook. Not an ambassador for my company per se, and although I do have ambassadors, but the people that are ambassadors for Life After Sports or Breakfast with the Boss, it's different. Ambassador for Breakfast with the Boss means you're hosting an event in your city. And I thought we talked about that possibly once before, but we can revisit that. Ambassadors for Life After Sports, it's the same thing. They're sponsors, basically. That means that they're sponsoring the event, and they have roles that they have to do. They have to help us to get people to the events, but we also have celebrity sponsors, which that's what Peyton Wilborn is for Life After Sports. So she is a celebrity ambassador. Kenyon Glover is a celebrity ambassador, so they are hosting the event or something of that nature. So yes, and Peyton and I are doing a couple of things together. I'm so excited that I met her. Strictly a godsend, wonderful person. Matter of fact, you guys will see my name on BNA Consulting. BNA Consulting, is that somebody that's in here? Somebody just purchased tickets or something? Let me know that. Oh, I figured. I wasn't sure. Yay, BNA Consulting. So are you doing a booth or you just bought tickets, Vanessa? You bought tickets, or did you buy you got a booth? Okay. Yay, we sold a vendor booth today. So for all of you guys, let me say something, because I think I owe someone an apology, but not really. So yesterday, I was talking about people that, how you nuance live stream. You have to be on here selling but not selling, if you will. So we are marketing the events that we're doing while we're on live stream. So Vanessa just bought tickets. It came through my PayPal while we're talking. So that meant, well, thank you, because I work really hard. And that's exactly what I was explaining to the Catfish individual. I said, you know what, honey? I said, I got 10 events going on around the country, and people are expecting me to sell tickets to these events that they're sponsoring and that they're hosting. I said, I took 3 hours to come out here and talk to your boss when we could have been collaborating on some type of event. I said, I know you guys do training sessions every week, but we could have been doing some kind of money-making event. And I want to share two things with you guys. I gotta share two things with you guys. Thank you, Vanessa. I love you. Vanessa has a booth at Indianapolis Breakfast with the Boss. Tasha, sorry, I always be going back and forth. Y'all know me. Y'all gotta. I'm like all riled up today, so y'all gotta give me a second. I know. I love you too. Yes, I really do. I really love you for supporting. You've been supportive, and I'm just so excited about everything that is happening to me in this space of time right now. And I want to share something with you guys. Because I want to cry right now with happiness. So some of you guys know that you've heard me talk about my technology partner.